What is going on, guys? I'm again doing another Modern Warfare 2 Remastered video here on my channel, and today we're going to be talking about some more Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. And so we're going to be going over a bunch of details about maybe the development of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered and just a whole bunch of things about the game and why potentially an April release for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is not unrealistic. So this whole kind of inspiration from this video comes from a Reddit post. I saw this on r/Call of Duty, so all credit goes to this poster, Jacob2815. He posted this on Reddit about 2 weeks ago, and I really loved his post, so I'll link that down in the description. It'll be the very first link in the description. But that's what this inspiration for this video is, and I definitely think that it's, helps out the community here, and that, gives some more insight to, the possibility of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered coming out in April, and why it could be real. So, a lot of people have said that, April 30th is going to be a release date for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. That's what the Amazon listing in a bunch of places said, except for the fact that, April 30th is only like 3 weeks away, and we haven't heard anything from it. There's no official confirmation, announcement, nothing. So that's the one sketchy piece of this puzzle that we don't really understand, is why the game could be coming out so soon but hasn't been announced, hasn't been confirmed, hasn't been teased really. I mean, that last bit is a little debatable, because you could say that it has been teased by Activision through some of their live streams and stuff, but they haven't said anything about it. They announced Black Ops 4 a month ago, and we haven't heard anything since. It was just oh yeah, Black Ops 4 is real. It's coming out this day. This is when it's going to be revealed. Okay, well, cool. And that was it. Whereas for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, we have nothing from Activision, not even a confirmation. It's supposed to come out in 3 weeks. That's the one bit of information and one piece of this that I don't fully believe. So this Reddit post that he talks about is, first he goes on to the Modern Warfare Remastered Wikipedia page, and so I have personally read this page, and I find it very, very interesting and very kind of insightful, because there's a whole section of it on the development of Modern Warfare Remastered. So it kind of gives the history of it a little bit. So it says the development of the game began in early 2015 because of a petition that was signed online by fans, and then Activision it was brought to their attention, and then they approached Raven to remaster the game, and Raven was all on board, and that they had 4 big key areas of development that they were focusing on, and that was respecting the original, modernizing the visuals and audio, improving the overall experience with new technology, and redefining what the term remaster meant. So it just is really cool, and it kind of gives a lot of details and stuff of what happened with Modern Warfare Remastered's development and stuff, and it's really cool, and I really recommend that you guys read it if you're kind of interested in that stuff. But it's really cool, and it kind of gives a little bit more detailed overview, and I really just love reading that kind of stuff of the development of games and the technologies and stuff used and how they did it and everything. So relating this to Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, so Call of Duty 4 Remastered, the idea was first pitched to Activision in early 2015 because of a petition signed online by fans. And if you Google it, just like it says in this Reddit article, in this Reddit thread, if you Google search it, you'll find that in March of 2015 there was a Modern Warfare 2 Remastered petition, and it reached over 100,000 signatures. I remember that because that was, right around when Advanced Warfare was out, and I specifically remember that because a bunch of people, I'm pretty sure including myself, we made videos about it. And that is what sparked Modern Warfare Remastered. So it was actually a remaster petition for Modern Warfare 2, not just Call of Duty 4. So they remastered Call of Duty 4 instead of Modern Warfare 2, even though the petition was for Modern Warfare 2. So it was kind of interesting that they chose Call of Duty 4, but, anyways, we'll get onto that in a second. So it took them 20 months to go from, just the idea of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered to a, launched and, completed game. I mean, that's just until November, but the game was probably finished and it went gold in October, so 18, 19, 20 months around there, so about a year and a half to make this game. So with the same kind of time frame, for April, it would be 16 months since the release of Modern Warfare Remastered. So, hey, that also kind of indicates that, hey, 16 months compared to, say, 18 for Modern Warfare Remastered, then, you know, it's totally plausible that we could be getting Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, like, right away, like, right now. Going back to it, just like in this Reddit thread, he says, think back to the context. Modern Warfare Remastered was created as a result to a petition to remaster Modern Warfare 2, not Call of Duty 4. So that kind of leads us on to an interesting question. So why would they remaster Call of Duty 4, not Modern Warfare 2? Some people are saying it's because of the anniversary, but in 2016, it was only the 9-year anniversary. You know, Modern Warfare Remastered came out in 2016, 9 years after Call of Duty 4. So if they really wanted an anniversary, they would have done it in 2017 alongside World War II for its actual 10-year anniversary. So the anniversary thing is kind of out of the question and just, you know, off the table. So could this mean that they are just trying to remaster all the old and good Call of Duty games? So, you know, if the petition was for Modern Warfare 2 and we got Call of Duty 4, still leads us to believe that we're still going to get Modern Warfare 2 because that's what the original petition was for. So, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. And, you know, the whole scenario of them only having, say, maybe about 18 months to go from absolutely nothing, not having anything for Modern Warfare Remastered, just like, oh crap, hey, do you guys want to make Modern Warfare Remastered? Yeah, sure, okay, we'll start. And then them, like, literally starting from nothing, no code, nothing, and then actually having a finished game in, like, about 18 months is crazy. And, I mean, it's doable because they obviously did it. So for them to have 16 months since the release to up until this month, with them potentially having another release for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, it's totally plausible. And another thing is that Raven has done COD Online, so, you know, there's a portion of Raven that's kind of been doing that as well, and that, you know, it's not like their whole studio is focused on that. But then again, Raven has also been doing a little bit of stuff for World War II. They've been doing all the war maps and all the war modes and everything for that game. But it's still, you know, doesn't mean that we can't be getting a Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Because you gotta realize that in game development, people have different jobs there. So some people are doing like textures, other people are doing coding, other people are doing the animations and stuff. And so everybody like has a different job, and so not everybody is doing the same thing. So like if somebody gets all the code and like, or actually let's say somebody gets, so if somebody gets all of the textures done, they say get that all done by month, say 12 out of the like 18 months that it would take to make this game. They're not going to be just sitting around going to work every day for 6 months not doing anything. They're going to be moving on to their next project. Every studio goes through this where they have multiple projects like in their queue at once. So that way everybody is keeping busy, and that way they're not losing time because they'd be paying somebody just to be sitting there doing nothing. So, you know, all these texture artists, they could have done all the textures for Modern Warfare Remastered and then immediately start moving on to doing all the textures for all the World War II war maps. And then once they get all the textures for the World War II war maps done, they go on to Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. So it's totally plausible and could totally work that they could be making Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Like, it's honestly not impossible for them to do it. And also, since it kind of poses an interesting question too, that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered wouldn't be as hard as making the original, because they could reuse a lot of the same assets from Modern Warfare Remastered, and that's something they do a lot in video game development and throughout series. So I mean, even if you look at the like history of Call of Duty, you can see a lot of the same assets being used from one game to the other. Like, I remember that there's like literally assets that were from Modern Warfare 3 that are in the campaign that are also used in Call of Duty Ghosts and in Advanced Warfare. So even though they were designed years and years and years back, they can still be used in upcoming games. And so since Modern Warfare Remastered came out and was made by the same studio, they could still use those same assets, especially since, you know, it's the Modern Warfare trilogy, and the trilogy itself shares a bunch of the same assets. Modern Warfare 3 borrowed a lot of assets from Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 2 borrowed a bunch of assets from Call of Duty 4. So it's not a stretch that, you know, they could just be borrowing some of the same assets that they originally and initially created for Modern Warfare Remastered from Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Plus, there's been Modern Warfare 2 Remastered content found in the Modern Warfare Remastered game files. So like guns and a bunch of like perks and stuff, you know, scavenger packs, stuff like that. Things that are found in Modern Warfare 2 have been found in the code and in the game files for Modern Warfare Remastered. So obviously Raven has been like doing these things to test them out, and I mean also kind of proves that, hey, they were probably working on Modern Warfare 2 Remastered while they were working on Modern Warfare 1 Remastered. So yeah, there you guys go. I mean, honestly, I think it's pretty, it really could work, and that they could do it. But I mean, overall, I think that it's gonna happen, and Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is, I mean, obviously it's even been confirmed by Charlie Intel and a bunch of places like that as well. So it's just a matter of when we'll get it. Will we get it in April? I doubt that. I feel like sometime in maybe June or July or something like that, because I mean, they got to build up hype, they got to build up pre-orders. But like I've said this in previous Modern Warfare 2 Remastered videos, that a summer Call of Duty release would be perfect, because that's the time when everybody, you know, all these like, you know, high schoolers or whatever, they're out of school. All these kids don't have school, they don't have college. Sure, you know, a bunch of us who have like careers and stuff, we're still gonna be working, but the summer is really like the time when people play video games and stuff, where like they have time to do that. Whereas, you know, when they release a game in November, people have tests, they have school and stuff, and so it's, you know, they're not having as much time to play. And if you play more, then that in turn could also potentially mean more sales for microtransactions and stuff. Since you're playing more, you have more time to play on the game, and there's a more incentive to buy, you know, Call of Duty points or, you know, microtransactions and all this other stuff. So yeah, there you guys go. One last thing I want to point out for this video is that Modern Warfare Remastered only had one game mode, and that was, well, actually, I mean, I had two, so it had the campaign and multiplayer, whereas Modern Warfare 2 had campaign, multiplayer, and Spec Ops. So, you know, they would have to make Spec Ops, which would take a little bit longer, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Spec Ops, a lot of that is based on the same campaign stuff. Like, a bunch of those missions, Spec Ops missions, are just literally lifted from the campaign. So, it's honestly like making this third game mode, Spec Ops, isn't even hard. Plus, they even have some Call of Duty 4 levels in there that they could just rip from Modern Warfare Remastered. So, you know, the whole argument that, hey, there's another game mode in there, so, you know, for them to release it and make it in 16 months instead of 20 is just kind of, you know, out the window, because a lot of those same assets have already been created, say for the campaign or for Modern Warfare Remastered. So yeah, there you guys go. Tell me what you guys think of all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. If we get any more news, information, anything like that, I'll let you guys know. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.